All right, let's solve these math problems here. It says to solve the story problem and use comparison bars. So I'm comparing data is what I'm doing here. I'm looking at data and I'm comparing it, and I'm doing it in the form of a story problem. So first thing I need to do is read my story. Jim pops 5 fewer balloons than Sadie. Jim pops 9 balloons. How many balloons does Sadie pop? So I'm trying to figure out, am I figuring out who has more? Am I figuring out the longer bar? Am I figuring out the shorter bar? Or am I figuring out the difference? So I've got Jim pops fewer balloons than Sadie. So I know Jim's going to go on the smaller bar and Sadie's go on the bigger bar. And I know it says here that Jim pops 9 balloons. So I know how many he pops. And I know the difference. He pops 5 fewer than Sadie. And it says here, how many balloons does Sadie pop? So I don't know how many she pops. So in order to solve this problem, this story is about balloons. I have to add these two numbers together to find out how many Sadie has. So you can do that. I'll leave that for you. I'll supply the answers a little bit later. And you figure that out. Let's look at this one. Nick hikes 12 miles in the forest. Nick hikes 4 more miles than Zaya. How many miles does Zaya hike? Again, we're going to have the one with more, the one with less, and we're going to have a difference. Okay, so we have Nick and Zaya. It says Nick hikes 12 miles. I don't know yet which one is Nick, the long bar or the short bar, but I know one of them is going to be Nick. It says Nick hikes 4 more than Zaya. So now I know that Nick is this one because he's going to be the one with more. So he's going to be the total. He's got 12. And I know that this is going to be Zaya. And I know it says here, how many miles does she hike? I know that I don't know how many she hikes, but I do know that she does 4 more than Nick. This is the difference. Now I've got a math mountain here. I've got a total. I've got one of the parts. I can slash it and count on to find the other part. And then I can tell how many miles. My story is about miles this time. Down here, I've just got subtraction. So I've got 9 minus 1. If you have 9 and you take 1 away, you will have one number back from 9. You can count backwards here. You can go 6, 5, 4, 3. Count backwards like that. Or you can go 3, 4, 5, 6 and count forwards like that. Or you can know that 3 and 3 are 6. Okay, here are the rest of the subtraction problems. This one should be easy. If you have 5 and then you take all of the 5 away, you should have 0. Okay, I want you to try a couple of these, and I will take a picture and post the answer on Instagram in a little while. This was from yesterday. I want you to solve these, and I'll show them to you in a bit. So my main point about these lessons here, for parents, especially if you're helping your child, is that when we're doing using this way to solve these problems, we have what we call comparison bars. There's always going to be the long one on the top, the short one on the bottom, and the difference. And the information in the story just has to be put into the correct bars. So you just have to label the bars with the 2 people or 2 items or whatever is in the story, 2 characters, whatever it is. And then find out which one is the shorter one and which one is the longer one. And then usually the story will give you part of the information. For example, here it says that Nick hikes 12 miles in the forest and that he hikes more than Zaya. So I knew that Nick was going to be the long bar, and I knew to put the 12 in his bar because that's his. And then the question asked me here, how many does Zaya hike? So I put my mystery box here because that's the one I don't know. And then when it says that Nick hikes 4 more than Zaya, I don't put the 4 up there with Nick. I put it here in this difference to show that Zaya's going to hike something and then plus 4, and then it's going to make 12 as my total. All right, so hopefully that will help you a little bit, especially if you're helping your child do those types of problems on Think Central. All right, good luck. I'll talk to you later.